station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News
If
Now.
it comes back, we'll be a happier sports culture, and that's been lost.
Now at 10 on DC News Now, a long time coming. We have team coverage tonight of the Commander's sale, including the critical next steps, plus the potential for the team to move out of Maryland.
And heartbreak in Prince George's County with the death of a high school senior, the third death there in 3 months.
Graduating for him, but we're going to keep his name alive.
We hear from Kendall Matson's classmates looking to keep his memory alive even after graduating.
And good evening, everyone. We're about to step into the weekend. Excited about that, right? But our weather team is tracking some widespread rain across your area. We'll time things out coming up.
It's hundreds of kids who live over here who need these opportunities.
And uplifting their community, the Laundromat now transformed into a one-of-a-kind gallery at no cost to the artists. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 10 on DCW 50. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz. In our top story tonight, an agreement to sell the Washington Commanders pending approval from the National Football League. Yeah, so we have team coverage tonight on this big story and potential future actions. Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcilla is looking into a push to move the team into Virginia.
Yeah, but first we want to get right over to sports anchor Brandy Flores, who has the details on this new deal. Hey, Brandy.
Hey, Chris, this means a monumental day for the future of the Washington Commanders. A deal has been reached to sell the team to the Josh Harris Group for roughly $6 billion. The deal comes months after team owner Dan Snyder hired investment bankers to explore a sale of the team. According to reports, the deal is valued at approximately $6 billion, like I mentioned, and the owners still have to vote to make the deal official. Snyder and the Commanders have been the subjects of recent probes by both the House Oversight Committee and the NFL for sexual harassment and financial misconduct. Now, the now outgoing co-owners Dan Snyder and his wife Tanya, they released a statement saying, quote, "We are very pleased to have reached an agreement for the sale of the Commanders franchise with Josh Harris, an area native, and his impressive group of partners. We look forward to the prompt completion of this transaction and to rooting for Josh and the team in the coming years." As for Josh Harris, he is no stranger to owning professional sports teams. In addition to the Commanders, Harris is a majority owner of the NBA's Philadelphia Sixers and the NHL's New Jersey Devils, both currently in the playoffs right now. He's now partnering with Magic Johnson and Mitch Rales to buy the Commanders. So be sure to tune in to Game Night at 11 here. Alex Flem and Jake Rom joining the show as we break down the long-awaited shift in ownership for the Commanders.
All right, Brady, thanks. And we continue our team coverage tonight with efforts to move the Commanders even out of Maryland. The Commanders' lease at FedEx Field ends in 3 years.
And tonight, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is jumping into the conversation, tweeting this when the news of the sale broke. So she wrote, "Name change, check. New owner, check. New home at RFK," with the fast forward button. But D.C. isn't the only option when FedEx Field's lease expires in a couple of years.
Yeah, there's also a push to move the team into Virginia. DC News Now's Northern Virginia reporter Max Marcilla is at the Loudoun Gateway station tonight. He joins us there live.
Yeah, Max, there are lots of conversations about the team potentially moving with the new ownership, including a new letter to Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin.
That's right, and that letter was written by Delegate David Reed, who represents Loudoun County. Ironically, we talked to him before the big news of the day, about an hour before a whole conversation changed. But still, for Reed, he says the ownership, well, that is only part of it. If a stadium were to come to Virginia, it would involve a lot more.
A reinvigorated push to bring the Washington football franchise to its neighbors in Virginia. Now with Dan Snyder soon to be out of the picture, state and local lawmakers will have decisions to make.
And that means that we can go back to discussing it objectively about it being an economic development opportunity.
Reed and Delegate Luke Torian sent a letter to Governor Glenn Youngkin earlier this month. In it, they laid out 6 recommendations they have for the Virginia Football Stadium Authority, including protecting Virginia taxpayers, requiring project labor agreement so it's built on time and on budget, and environmental protections.
These are the things that I think are essential for us to be able to have a good deal for Virginia, whether or not the stadium is going to be in Loudoun or Prince William or in some other place.
Reed said he would want to see a final plan before determining if any tax dollars aside from those created from the project would be used. Opponents don't want any public funds to go toward the next stadium, plus concerns about traffic. But we took this question to Metro riders. After all, that's a big reason why Loudoun believes it's a contender. It's a small sample size, but there's some excitement.
I think that's where the next big thing should be.
We're kind of fed up with a lot of data centers, and we don't have that much entertainment going on. So I think it should be based in Virginia, and it should be good for the economy, not gonna lie.
And tonight, one other thing mentioned in that letter from Delegate Reed was he wants a safeguard for the stadium and the potential land it could sit on. He says he doesn't want to see a situation 20 or 30 years down the road where the Commanders might want to move again, and then Virginia could be stuck in the situation that DC is in with RFK. Reporting live in Loudoun County, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
All right, so we're hearing from Maryland Governor Wes Moore on the sale tonight. His office says in a statement, quote, the Commanders have called Prince George's County home for 25 years. And Governor Moore is committed to continuing this long-standing partnership.
Yeah, that statement goes on to say the Moore-Miller administration congratulates the new owners and, upon approval by the National Football League, looks forward to continuing conversations with the Commanders about our vision for the future of the team in Maryland. And today we're also hearing from fans in the district about not just the sale, but what they want to see happen next.
Yeah, our Leonard and Fleming continues our team coverage from Southeast DC.
We've been talking to fans all day here about Dan Snyder and the selling of the team to the new owner, Josh Harris. And these fans in Washington can't be any more excited.
It's a great day. Both of Josh Harris's teams are in the playoffs right now, still in it, which is pretty cool.
Fans like Adrian Kladakis could barely contain their glee. He's elated at the news of the approved sale of the Commanders to Harris, who owns the Philadelphia 76ers.
Hoping we could maybe get a stadium in DC in the next few years. That would be cool. The Nationals, Wizards, all the teams have stadiums in DC except for the Commanders, so I think it would be nice for all of them to be here.
How bad were the Snyders in your mind?
Awful, just dreadful.
Brian Kritz says he and other Commanders fans are rejoicing at the sale.
I was here when they won the Super Bowl with Mark Rippon, so 91. Honking through the streets, parades, it was joy. Now you couldn't tell they were playing or not playing. It's just, it's like a sag.
Jeremiah Fletcher says,
once you're a fan, you're a fan, what can I say? I think it's going to be a lot better than what we had before, with Dan Snyder, a lot of our team went down, so hopefully with the new guy coming in, it'll be a better team.
Joe Murphy is optimistic.
Best thing that could happen to this team and this town. We'll see how Josh Harris ends up being, but better than Dan Snyder. That's a low bar, but...
Leonard and Fleming, DC News Now.
Yeah, so we'll have more on this major deal ahead tonight at 10:30, 10:50, and tonight on game night at 11. But for now, we got to check on your weekend forecast.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb here. Muggy right now. We got some rain heading in for the weekend.
Oh, yeah, and so we definitely need the rain.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just in time for your Saturday, right? And increasing clouds right now making their way into the district and surrounding counties. Great shot here of the Roslyn area. And we've been dealing with kind of this haze that has been really a part of our weather story for the last couple of days. It's due to wildfire danger, and then you have air quality concerns for another hour or so as the rain starts to filter in. That'll knock out the air quality concerns that we've had for the last couple of days. Right now, satellite composite radar shows you the increase in clouds, a few waves of moisture, but as they are tracking in from west to east, kind of dissipating at this point. So this storm system that we are talking about doesn't have a lot of energy associated with it. From Kaiser into Cumberland, scattered showers at this point, and kind of this larger view. This is the center that we're going to be watching make its way into our region as we go into Saturday morning, and then it will be very sporadic as we go into the rest of the day. High pressure will take over for your Sunday, and then we're looking forward to a lot more sunshine. Rain really starts to filter into the DC metro area around 4 a.m. We'll take a look at other locations and that forecast coming up.
All right, Janessa, thanks. Meanwhile, all new tonight, Fairfax County Public Schools is reviewing its drug policies amid the national opioid crisis. The approved proposal directs the superintendent to conduct a review of all regulations and policies to ensure that the school division is addressing illicit drug use. It also requires the superintendent to make sure the school system is meeting the academic, social, and emotional needs of students in recovery from substance abuse order. The district representative had this to say.
Our schools must provide students and families with the knowledge and resources they need to make healthy decisions. Education and intervention are our best weapons for combating substance abuse and the threat of fentanyl.
He went on to say that every student in recovery has a potential to create a future of hope and possibility. And he says anyone in recovery will tell you that having the right support can make all the difference.
And developing now, a Prince George's County high school is dealing with tragedy again. That's after a Dr. Henry A. Wise High School senior was shot to death outside an elementary school in Forestville. And it's the third time that school in Upper Marlboro has mourned a loss in just 3 months. And as Yamari Sase reports, the latest victim was already tied to a previous tragedy.
Today was supposed to be Kendall Batson's last day of school before crossing that graduation stage in the next few weeks. Many parents and students tell me that they're heartbroken about losing another student from the Wise Puma community, especially to senseless gun violence.
It was a couple people sad, but we try to keep our heads held high, you know.
The halls of Dr. Henry A. Wise Junior High School was not the same after losing yet another student just days before graduation.
We graduating for him, but we're going to keep his name alive, definitely.
18-year-old Kendall Batson was shot and killed on Thursday outside the Forestville Elementary School. Now, back in March, a car accident took the life of another Wise student, Kaylee Haygood. Police tell us Batson was the driver and they were both on their way to school.
I just think it's so unfair that life is just taken away from them at the drop of a dime. It's really sad.
Also in March, another Wise student was shot and killed in Upper Marlboro. Many parents say the senseless gun violence is hitting too close to home.
I think that parents can do a little bit more. You know what I mean? It starts at home, because when your kids are not in your sight, you have no idea what can happen, you know?
In a letter to parents, the school principal says they are offering counseling services to anyone that needs it during this troubling time. And as for the investigation into Batson's murder, family members say it was a carjacking, but police say that's still under investigation. And right now they have no motives or any suspects. For now, reporting in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.